Good morning and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. This is the first week of Advent, and as we are spending time anticipating and looking for a Savior, we're looking at some Old Testament prophecies of the Messiah. Today, our passage is Psalm 118, verse 22. I remember being in Israel in the year 2000. One of the places we went was to the Herodium, a special palace that King Herod had built in a mountain that he had also had built. Let me make sure you get that. First, he built the mountain, and then he built a palace inside. One of the interesting things there was that, following Roman fashion at the time, he had constructed Roman-style baths. There were three: a frigidarium that used cold water, a tepidarium that had lukewarm or tepid water, and a caldarium that offered hot water. The fashion was to move from one to the other. However, they had a problem in the caldarium. When the steam from the water would rise to the ceiling, it would condense on the cool stones of the roof chamber and fall down as rain on those below. That wasn't acceptable, so they developed a plan for that too. They made the roof of the chamber into a dome so that when the water condensed, it would flow to the side and down rather than simply falling straight down. It was a pretty ingenious solution, but then our guide asked us how they could build a dome in that day. The answer was that they filled the chamber with dirt, put the dome in place, dropped in the keystone at the top, and then dug out the dirt. Now, I'm telling you all that because of that keystone at the top of the dome. Without it, the dome would crumble and fall. Arches also have something like that, and so do buildings. In a building, it's called a cornerstone, and it's typically a large, strong stone, and the rest of the building hangs or depends on that stone. Modern construction methods really don't rely on cornerstones anymore, but many of our buildings have ceremonial cornerstones marking their construction. Here at Redeemer, ours is located on the outside of the building directly behind the altar. But that idea of a cornerstone being the thing on which the whole endeavor depends is a valuable one. Psalm 118:22 speaks of the coming Messiah in this way. The stone that the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone. And what it reminds us of is that the Messiah is not what we expect and will come in ways that may challenge the powers that be. The world might want a powerful political Messiah, or the world might want a Messiah that brings prosperity to everyone. But that's not likely to be the Messiah that God would send. Indeed, that's not who Jesus came to be. No one expected a lowly Messiah, born in a stable from backwoods Nazareth, living in love and compassion for the lowest and least among us. But that's who God sent. And it is on this Jesus that everything hangs, everything depends. He was rejected, yes, but he built a building of salvation that shelters us all. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.